Namaste, my friend. How are you doing? I believe you got the message. Namaste. You got the message that I sent you about 89 years old women from New Jersey. You both have been undergoing the training, but coaching, but at a different level. So you see that she is applying these simple principles. She has two sons, both are married, their grandchildren. Whenever they come, she welcomes. Even she is ready to cook the food she offers. If they say no, she is okay with it. She says yes, that is too is okay with her. She is paying more than I think $3,000 to $4,000 a month to both the kids because she has it. She has the money. I'm not saying that, we should also do that, but you see, her life at this age is so beautiful, happy, relaxed. She has a good house like you, and she lives alone. She says that, whenever I am sitting in my house, now I have to do nothing. So instead, the mind should go back to my anxiety and reaction. Her mind goes back to these principles. So today, uh, we will just have a crisp understanding of these principles so that you can you can remind yourself. So just look at it. What I have taught in the last few sessions, which you have grasped, and I believe you are changing. So you see that first I have to engage my mind. Instead, I allow the mind to wander. You wake up in the morning and you start thinking of somebody else. Now your mind is engaged with someone else. What happened yesterday? And it causes the now you are into anxiety and the reaction. It is not required. So engaging the mind means that engaging with these principles, engaging with these principles, simply you start thinking about it. And engagement and second step would be the educating the mind. So understand now I'm coaching you the way so that you become the coach to yourself. You become the mentor to yourself. So the first thing, listening and learning, reminding, recall and think in your mind that I am the real self, the nature of peace and happiness, love, truth, and wisdom. Is it difficult to remind? Otherwise, the mind will go back to the same stuff of anxiety, of reaction. But how long I have to do it? I know you have that question. This 89-year-old did not ask me this question, but she asked me the question, is there anything more? I said, we have 3,000 texts. So I want to reach to that awakening. But why? Why? You know why I said that? Why, if I am not doing the Shanti mantra every day in the morning, or simply I'm aware that I'm the real self. But why I have to do this mantra? Why I shouldn't have the impulsive nature of the mind? Impulsive nature of the mind will take you to anxiety, reaction, and duality. It has nothing to do with anyone else in the world. One reason. Second reason, does any disease or pain or anxiety or reaction enters into your life by informing you? No, they come by default. But why they come by default? It is because of our impulsive nature. Why I have that impulsive? Because I have accumulated so many past impressions. The moment you wake up in the morning and they start working, so if I remind myself that I am of the nature of the real self by the Shanti mantra, the life is going to change. So that is how we have to engage the mind, not to be attached, but I relate my mind. Now, the second, so when you are constantly doing, there is an inner awakening. What is that awakening? Your mind says, I'm a seeker of the real self. I'm the seeker of the peace and happiness, love, and wisdom. Are you getting it? Do you understand this point? That is our engage. So, two steps are we have to engage the mind. That is how I have been coaching. I'm just revealing all the secrets to you. I have nothing to hide. So, you see that. So, second step, recognize that I am a seeker. You are mother, second. Your daughter, second. Your honey, second. Everything is secondary. First thing that I am a seeker. So, what is the seeker? Seeker is one who shifts her mind and emotions to oneself. Did you get it? I look back to myself. For example, someone makes me crazy. So one way to look at it that, oh, you made me crazy, I don't want to talk to you. That is one option. And second option is of the seeker. What is that option? The seeker starts thinking it may be okay that you made me crazy, but where the craziness is in the mind, let me find it out, let me become aware. The seeker withdraws his mind to oneself, withdraws the awareness to oneself. Let anyone come. I should not be crazy. Are you getting it? That is the meaning of huh, this second step, engaging the mind that I am a seeker. And now we have to educate. What to educate? This takes time. Sometimes it takes a long time. Because why? Because we claim that we have understood and still we do not understand. What is this point? This point is goal of life and goals in life. What is the goal of life? Goal of life is to find the real nature, peace, happiness, love, truth, and wisdom. All living beings, including the human being, are the seekers of peace, happiness, love, truth, and wisdom. At least no animals, as far as I know, have the stress. You touch the ant, they find that, oh, it's a barrier. They change the direction. Why? They are also the seekers of peace and happiness. They live in a moment. How can you say they live in a moment? You have, or you already told me that you have a pet. You become angry over your pet, and after a few minutes, the pet returns. Oh, they don't remember that you have been angry over him or her. What about us? We carry those impressions. We forget to live in a moment. Yeah, it is a necessary evil also. It is because of our intellect. I judge that you sad me crazy and I start keep on thinking. And so then there is an emotional dependence and then there is an attachment. And then, but the no animal living has the same because they don't have an ability to think. So the third is educating the mind that what is the goal of my life? Goal of my life is peace and happiness. You come to me, you are communicating, and my mind is getting stressed. Can I remember that my goal of my life is peace and happiness? But why I'm getting stressed? Because I'm attached to you. So what is that? That pertains to the goals in life. The goals in life is our career, our profession, our wealth, possessions, all the things pertaining related to the world, not attached to the world. And goal of life is to find that peace and happiness beyond that world. Are you clear? You just keep in your head. And the fourth point, what is the four? I should never, never forget. So how to not forget? I remember during the day, I recall it, I revise it mentally and emotionally, and I repeat. Is it difficult? Is it difficult? She, 89 years old, she not only attends one private session, but she also attends a group session. So she says, no, I want to attend the group session also so that I can understand better. After all, she says that I'm 89, so it's better to remain engaged. And in the group session, she shares her experiences. Couple of years back, her experience, no, I'm still having an anxiety reaction, duality, and a conflict. Now everyone enjoys when she shares the experiences. Oh, what a great joy I have after the practice and listening to you. I feel I did not sleep at all during the practice. At this aging process, so the others are younger in the group and they get amazed. So my friend, in the last session, I did talk about this women. At the same time, we also discussed and I reminded you the liberate principle. So when you apply the liberate principle to any event, any condition, in any relationship, then what happens? That attachment drops and delusion dissolves, the foolishness goes away. Now I'm only related to you. I'm only related to a thing, not attached. And if because I'm not attached, so delusion in the suffering and the foolishness is an outer expression of a delusion. The delusion lives in the mind. That is, and then we also revised the first verse. Today I'm concluding the first verse from this text so that from the next verse we will explore the principles by which we will remove and eliminate all the types of delusion. There are at least 200 types of delusion, but we will pick up one after the other so that you will have a clarity. Oh, this is also a delusion. I never thought of it. And you will get out of it. So today we are just understanding what we have to understand today. We will also understand the concept of attachment leading to delusion. After that, I created another pattern delusion to foolishness to suffering. We also discussed the importance of supporting, relating yourself without any expectations. We also discussed about the liberate principle. We discussed the first verse. And let us see that. So the first thing is the Shanti mantra. Let us do the practice. Just now, close your eyes. Find out your body is comfortable. Become aware of the place and the position and the posture of the body. Find out that it is comfortable and carefree. My master used to say that you repeat three times Sarvesham, Sarvesham Swastir Bhavatu, Sarvesham Swastir Bhavatu, Sarvesham Swastir Bhavatu. If you cannot say in Sanskrit, it's okay. You can say, let every let there be happiness for everyone. Let there be happiness for everyone. May there be happiness for everyone. So now you have to start thinking. That is the meaning of applying the liberate principle. Your eyes are closed, the body is still. And then you say, is it possible that I can make everyone happy? No, the message here is different. The first message that let everyone be happy, that means the happiness is our essential nature. Everyone has a right to be happy. Everyone has a right to discover that happiness within. This is the message. So when you are reflecting like this, your impulsive mind will not run into the world outside. It will return to you. Oh, then I'm also of the nature of happiness. Answer is yes. So instead, when you wake up and your mind is impulsive, say, oh, it's a bad morning, I, I had a problem yesterday with that guy. That is not the time to think and contemplate. Sarvesham, Sarvesham, Shantir Bhavatu, Sarvesham, Shantir Bhavatu, Sarvesham, Shantir, may there be peace for all. Again, one way of reflection is the same that this peace is our essential nature, and peace is the essential nature of everyone. You see that we are known or we claim the human race is a higher species than all the living beings on this planet Earth. But I was watching Discovery Channel. The lion caught the prey, and the entire group, the entire family ate it full. And after that, they went under the shade of a tree. Ah, lion. Did I teach them to be in peace? It is so natural. But why it is not natural for me? Because I carry the psychological baggage in my mind. Do you understand? Do you understand? I carry the psychological baggage. I talked to that guy who reacted to me. Phone is over, and now I feel bad about it. Psychological baggage. I talked to my son, and son said me something, and now I carry the psychological baggage. Do you see that I do not sit to watch TV to explain these principles, but they come naturally to me. Oh, this is the good example. Lion, everyone, including their cubs. And then my mind started thinking, look at it. As a human being, I'm supposed to be more wise or intelligent than these lions. And look at these lions, you know. So that message is conveyed here in this mantra. Third line of the mantra, Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu, Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu, Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu. May there be completeness in all. Whole, completeness, whole. When your mind is settled in this message that I am the whole, I am the complete in myself, even in the toughest situation and event in your life, you you will not carry the psychological baggage in your mind. How come? May there be completeness in all. If I'm complete in myself, at the mental level, I'm thinking, I'm aware of the sense of completeness, there will be no desire for seeking happiness outside. When there is no desire for seeking happiness, I will not project a happiness on any person, any possession, any event, including our Christmas and Thanksgiving. I don't project. Then should I not celebrate? No, I should celebrate, but I should not project happiness. I'm complete in myself. Let me share my happiness to you. So when I'm not projecting happiness, so there is no question of attachment. When there is no question of attachment, there is no delusion. When there is no delusion, then there is no foolishness. When there is no foolishness, then I'm not going to express any thought, speech, and action. Instead, I will continue to share happiness. Even if I am a host, so I invite people. So, what I have to do with their nature, their habit, their behavior? Let me focus on sharing my happiness. This is my way of sharing the happiness because I'm a host. Finished. So, you are more happy than anyone. I'm just giving one example. Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu, Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu, Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. May there be auspiciousness for all, auspiciousness for all, auspiciousness for all. We are trying to reflect on it. So when my mind is withdrawn inside, it is free from the attachment. I have recognized that happiness, peace, and the wholeness is within me. I awaken to the auspiciousness. I need not to create an auspiciousness. It is always there. If the lion had a thinking ability to, I'm dreaming, I'm imagining. The lion caught the prey and he was happy that I caught my food. And he dragged the prey to his members of the family. He shared all among the family. I saw it on the Discovery Channel. There were perhaps 12 members in the family. The five lionesses, four or five cubs, of different ages. And I saw them, they were all eating one prey without any fight or etc. or reaction. So I'm imagining the lion might be, oh, I have caught the prey, and this is not only for me, but for you also. And after eating the lion, I'm imagining the lion is thinking, come on, let's take a rest. The lion eat one meal and then they are free for about 3 to 4 days. So I'm imagining the lion is saying, okay, now I'm okay. Let us relax. And they relax sometime for 2 or 3 days because they don't find the need for eating. I'm just explaining the concept of psychological baggage. And that psychological baggage is created, nourished, nurtured by our foolishness. And now the last line is very important, my friend. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So the three types, first Shanti to the known world. So now I will perceive all my relations, people, events, situation, conditions, peace within, and then I'm looking at it. Then there is an unknown world. Sometime from there, we are caught into anxiety. And oh, Shanti to that also. And third Shanti is within me. We have completed this practice. Now you can open your eyes and we will continue our journey. So that is the first step you are doing every day in the morning and also during the day, during afternoon. So afternoon, oh, should I sit down? No, just remember in your mind. What? Yes. Nobody knows. So if you don't remember, what the mind will remember? Baggage. It will remember, oh, something that happened that day and he was crazy and she is crazy and I have responded this like now I'm going to react this, shed this, think. I'm simply asking you to think. If I'm saying anything that cannot be applied, write to me. So you should also know that this liberate principle, liberate acronym, I have discovered, or I will say I will have created for you from a verse from this text, which is the ninth verse. So I said, first I have to bring this to you to make you aware so that you can easily apply it. So what that verse says, So there are only the five stages of mental evolution and awakening. This verse. So the first stage is consistently listening and learning, not only listening and learning, but contemplation and reflection. I should think about it. So when I am constantly thinking and listening and learning, what happens? There is a freedom from attachment. That is the freedom from attachment is the second stage. Now, instantly, when you are listening and learning, you understand it. And at that moment, or maybe for about 1 or 2 hours after listening and learning, your mind remains cool and calm. And then it returns to the same state again. But why? Because that attachment has accumulated so many impressions in my mind, which lives in my mind as a delusion. And that delusion pushes you back and you start living. What I need to do, you know it better. We have already done a couple of sessions on this topic. You know it better. Write to me, what do you know? So the third stage, it says that there is a first stage, freedom from attachment, second stage, freedom from the delusion. Now, the positive aspect of the fourth stage, it comes naturally steadiness of the mind. Let us see that natural steadiness of the mind, my friend. Again, I go back to the natural relaxation and calmness. They don't carry the psychological baggage. You have to remember what I'm going to say. So let us little bit understand what is this psychological baggage that you have to remember. Psychological baggage is nothing but millions of the thoughts, and every thought is associated with negative emotions or maybe positive emotions. That is what this, and because of that, my mind continues to wander, distracted, worried, anxious, scared. Because those emotions associated with the thought that is already present in my mind, it keeps on working. As long as you are working on your accounting work, and it doesn't come. The moment you leave it, your mind is free and the mind brings those thoughts and feelings. But for lion, it is not there. And I saw them, they were just sleeping, resting. A couple of the lions were rubbing their back to the ground also. The message here is what I said. So, but why I brought it, the fourth stage is the steady, natural steady. When that steadiness is natural, it is calm and it is peace. It is joyful. So that's one difference. That is why I requested you to please stop listening to the other podcast, which does not uh, explain the principles of the Eastern wisdom, because they are more focused on the modern psychological aspect. In modern psychology, the concentration here, steadiness is also a concentration. Here, the concentration is natural. You are living in a higher awareness, mind is focused, but I'm not using the word focus. I'm using the word steadiness. In modern psychology, there are only two states of the mind. One is that you focus on any object, bypassing others. So other objects comes to the mind, you forcibly say no, and you come up again. So you have to make lot of effort. So here the in Eastern wisdom we understand I have projected, I have an attachment. So there are millions of thoughts pertaining to the attachment. They are accumulated in your mind. They have caused the delusion. Now there is no attachment, no delusion, no psychological baggage. So my mind is totally free. If you achieve that state of the mind, which is naturally free all the time, when you wake up in the morning, in the afternoon, evening, and night, leave all the practices. You will be there. You don't need that. But Master says the fifth step also. Listening, learning, contemplation, reflection, practice. First step, that results into freedom from attachment. That results into freedom from delusion. That gives you a natural state of the mind. But if you are able to maintain, then another higher journey begins. Now I'm already calm and relaxed and poised and the joyful, the outer events and people and the relations do not cause me any anxiety and the reaction. That stage is the stage of a higher seeker. The fifth step, Master says, then you awaken to your real self. You experience the real self the way you experience me, and I am experiencing you. You are listening to me. And so the Master says, without this preparation, we cannot reach to that state. It is same thing like you are doing PhD in nuclear physics and you have not studied physics even in your high school, undergrad, or graduation. Doing PhD is not possible. So these five stages, I simplified it, which I'm not going to spend time on this. Liberate, L, investigate, I, break free from the attachment, B, eliminate delusion, eradicate delusion, or E, and then I'm relaxed. That is what I have explained you. If you didn't understand, write to me. So that sense of steadiness. So here I use the word R for restfulness, calmness. That also indicates the steadiness from this Nishchal Tattvam. And then what happened? Then I I did not stop there. I used the word A as an acronym. Awaken. Now I get a glimpse that, oh, this peace, and the joy is independent of anything outside. It is not dependent on anything. And you experience that state, that is independent of anything outside. What will happen to your attachment? First time you recognize and realize the likes do not remain likes in your mind. If I say I like the smartphone does not say that I also like you. So it is one way movement. So the dislikes do not remain dislikes in my mind. What it means? Attachment now, I see the thought of an attachment, but it is not associated with any emotion. The attachment does not remain attachment. Detachment does not remain detachment in my mind. Where is that steadiness, calmness, peaceful? Did you understand that? You love your son. Continue to love your son. All the sons, all your daughters. First time you will recognize what exactly is the unconditional love because it is minus likes and dislikes. Huh? You see your son, so your mind does not bring in the impression of attachment. But now the like does not remain the like in your mind. Mind is steady, natural, peaceful joy. Your inner self moves out, full of love and joy. That is what I explained in the letter A and T. Then the word T. Now, in that state, when you start living into that state, even the past impressions will be there. It takes a lot of time to remove all of them. They come and you transcend. They again come, you transcend. They again come and you transcend. So I transcend. You just go by, oh, okay. A like is not, is a like in my mind. Attachment is not an attachment in my mind. That is the meaning. You are aware of it. Transcend limitation. So I use the word transcend. So you can use it or tarnish those attachments. You can say you can use any word. You cross the boundary now. Like it doesn't remain like. So I'm happy because if the like remains as a like, it causes the attachment. Attachment causes the delusion. Now I'm caught in the psychological baggage. It results into the foolishness. Then I'm suffering. And the last letter in liberate is E, embody freedom. I experience this sense of freedom. You see that if I'm attached, my mind runs after that object, that event, that condition, that person, that relation. But if there is attachment is not there, delusion is not there, you find, embody. You embody the freedom. When? All the time. Where? In all the places. In which relationship? In all the relationship. In all the relationship. You're free. Quite interesting. Yes, it's very interesting. That is, you start undergoing a transformation. You embody the real self. Now, understand, we did the Shanti mantra, clear, objective is clear. We understood that we have to apply this principle at any point, at any time in your life, with relations, no relations, with the stranger, with what the mind is thinking at this moment. So even if you have a psychological baggage in your mind, you sit down and you start thinking, apply the liberate principle until you reach to the state of the calmness, and you will see that you are able to drop. Now, do you, or you already remember, perhaps you remember that I will take you in this verse, the first verse that I have repeated a couple of times, but today we will go a little deeper. I told you that in maybe 5 or 6 thousand years ago, when these texts were written, they were written on the stem of a particular tree found in the Himalayas. They were peeled, dried, and that you have a very sapling of a bamboo. They cut it, made a pen, and then you have the colors, and then they used to write on that. I have that stem on which these writings were done. So, but the basic reason was that they don't have the printing press. One, they cannot write hundreds of pages. Two, and they have to pass on this knowledge from one generation to the other. What they did, they compressed lot of principles and made two-liner words. So every verse is a zip file, and that is what we are opening. I've been a student of this tradition. I'm still a student, so when I look at the verse, my mind shines, becomes more attentive and aware. I want to go as deep as possible. I want to enter into the mind of that master, how he has written such a beautiful verse which conveys so much of masses. And that is why we have started learning the first part of the verse, recognize and realize the real self. I will add one more thing, recognize and realize the real self of the nature of unconditional love. In the second line, the master, second line of the verse, the verse is two-liner, it has four parts. The second part, think in that. Govindam bhajamurhamate, O foolishness. So he hided the attachment and the delusion part. So he picked up the foolishness. So as a teacher, I have to explain you that it has come from the delusion, the attachment, uh, seeking peace and happiness, projecting peace and happiness outside of the world. There is another reason also why they have written this verse. So those who are not seeker, they will read the verse, they will read the English translation. They claim that they understand it, but they will not understand. That's why it is a master and a disciple tradition. I'm just giving you an idea. From today, you start expressing these principles to different people, not saying that you are a teacher, but just express these principles whenever people have a problem for anxiety. Oh, anxiety, where from the anxiety comes, whatever you remember, you just come out. I think. Don't say I'm teaching you. say that I think it has come from the psychological baggage that we carry all the time in our mind. The psychological baggage comes, I think, because of, so every time you use the word I think, why nobody is going to accept you as a teacher in the beginning. But the more and more you are expressive, better it is. That is another, you can say that is another practice. So the second part is that he is addressing the foolishness. Then why he addressed all of us, why we are foolish? That needs to be understood. So literal meaning of the third part of the verse, when appointed time of the death comes. Death is inevitable. Sooner or later, we don't know, uncertain. So, by using the metaphor or an example, when the appointed time of the death comes, Master is now taunting us, addressing us that you are a human being, you have to learn. So, in a way, what he means by appointed time of the death comes, what he means. So, will you continue to live in anxiety, duality, conflict, reaction? Or you will start thinking and remove them so that the life here and now, and as long as you live, will remain in peace, happiness, love, truth, and wisdom. Did you understand that point? So the master is saying, nahi, fourth part of the verse, nahi nahi rakshati dukran karani. So you see that literal meaning and then you see the real meaning. The literal meaning is that the rules of the grammar will not save you. What it means. You see that if we don't have the basis of Eastern wisdom and we don't learn from the teacher, rules of the grammar, from where he has brought it. So the rules of the grammar will not save you then. This master has written this text when he was in the oldest city of India, which is known as the spiritual city of India. At the bank of a Ganges river, he saw a 90 years old scholar repeating the rules of the grammar, even when he has written 10 books. When you have written 10 books, why you are repeating the rules of the grammar? But how it is related to my attachment, my in this context. So the master is conveying the message, you will love it. Master is conveying the message that you consciously recognize that we suffer from anxiety, reaction, duality, conflict, anger, hesitation, and all kinds of foolishness almost every day for so many years. And still we are living the same life. One meaning, oh, now I have found that now because I'm attached to you, so it causes the anxiety. I have dropped attachment to you. Now I'm attached to someone else, second person. Now I'm attached to the third person. I have never have an understanding the very problem is coming from inside me. That is the meaning. The rules of the grammar will not save you. So what the master is saying, as long as this mind is projecting happiness on anyone, on anything, in any event, in any location, at any time, It is not going to save us. Look at the way, the meaning of this. Literal meaning is appears totally different. It is not at all related, but it is deeply related. The rules of the grammar. So the what is the rules of the grammar will remain the same. So I keep the rules of my life is the same. What do you mean? I'm attached to you. Now you don't give me the weightage. So I drop the attachment with you and I'm now attached to the second person. Don't you think this is our life? We want to live for 100 years. I'm not living now. I'm not living now in peace and the joy. Forget about 100 years. I think this in a sweet way, I'm envy of this women, 89 years old. I'm only 66. So even at the age of 89, I can receive this teaching. Means what? We are ready, we can receive the teaching at any age, in any condition, in any relationship. That is one of the many meanings. As we continue our journey, I will I will keep on exploring the other meanings in our life so that it will help you. So we already know these five types of foolishness. I'm not repeating that. I'm not repeating that. Only one part, that how a person changes behavior and attitude and speech in these five types of foolishness. I practice gratitude when my mind is now running after a person with whom I am attached, and I was expecting that he should meet my expectation, and mind is running, thinking good, going into anxiety. I practice gratitude. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, existence. You have given me an opportunity to endure in relationship to that person. Because of the endurance, I have learned this attachment is not good. Now, whenever he returns or she returns, I will remain calm and poised. Attitude. We have to cultivate humility. You know what happens in attachment? You're deeply attached to someone. So you have an over expectation from that person. Why I said we forget humility. Oh, you have not done this. I told you a couple of times. You are a very good friend of mine. You see, I lost the humility. And then I missed to appreciate the other's qualities. Think, my friend, think. It is all a practical. Wicked conversation. How to change that wicked conversation? Pause before speaking. Wait, or simple tool. Think before you speak. And what do you think aligns with these principles? So when it aligns with these principles, you think, you speak, minus attachment, minus delusion, minus foolishness. You are happy, others is also happy. I'm just making it very simple for you. Anger and hesitation, practice stress reduction. So I have to practice the Shanti mantra every day. so that this anger and hesitation do not enter from the back door. I'm able to maintain my awareness. It is possible. Another attitude should be patience, forbearance, and stubborn argument. What should be the behavior? Actively listen to others' perspective. So we don't think that this guy is crazy and now he or she is going to speak like this. No, don't allow the mind to be an active listener. Oh, this is what happened to you. Yeah, yeah. So you are aware fully. If he is speaking out of attachment, you, because you are attentive and aware, you keep yourself free from that. That is your behavior. Embrace curiosity. Remain curious if someone is talking. If you are not curious, you are listening half heartedly because we have a reservation, lack of respect. We lack the respect in anxiety, in delusion, in detachment. Thank you.